Welcome to the Old Guard Podcast, the only podcast hosted by two OGs dedicated to preserving the sanctity of geek culture. I'm your host, Rolls Royce Elite, and I'm joined by a special guest, the Cerebral Ninja, Hattori Hanzo.
Yeah.
And we're missing Wally because Wally just, he couldn't watch Stranger Things.
Big fan.
He's a big fan of Stranger Things, so we kind of spared the the vile and vitriol. So he checked out of there.
I think the phrase "bored to tears" was used at some point. So yeah.
So there's your review from our lovable friend Wally along. But anyway, man, Hattori, man, thanks for joining us again, man.
Glad to be
here. We just did a review of Pluribus, and I thought it would be great to, have a quick review of Stranger Things. Yeah. Stranger Things was that huge sci-fi cultural phenomenon from Netflix, and
big deal. I mean, it was. I remember when it hit on the scene, and I was describing it to our pal Doug, and I was saying, it's got like Stephen King elements, and it's just the 80s nostalgia bomb.
Music,
it's just, all of that. You really gotta check it out. So that was kind of the promise of the show in the beginning. I feel like anyway, was that that 80s nostalgia goodness all just kind of rolled up.
Yeah, man. Season 1, I was all in.
Oh yeah,
I was like, what is this? Like,
definitely.
It had those Spielberg vibes with E.T., the introduction of 11, and just how that story kind of played out. It's like, man, this is E.T., but like doper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's not an alien.
Right.
It's like, it's some weird experimental stuff here. I'm not a Dungeons and Dragons person. I never was. I would be that guy that would like, walk into the comic book store and go, man, what are y'all doing?
Why are y'all here?
Yeah,
yes. And now that's like what keeps the doors open is the D&D and the cards and all that kind of stuff. The comics are kind of incidental, which is funny.
Yeah.
At least in a lot of the stores.
And that's foul of me. It's like I'm going in there to read comic books, and that's like sparking the imagination, and then I'm clowning somebody for playing a game,
really
a role playing game that really like opens that up.
It is the colorism of geek culture.
That's crazy.
Like, we're all geeks, but I 100% I like video games and Star Trek and comic books, but like D&D and chess nerds, like what are they? You know what I mean? Like it's so crazy. It's so silly. Yeah, so stupid. Dumb. The things that we would do.
Maturity brings that on. Yeah, when you look back and go like, gosh, I was horrible.
Yeah, it's real.
Now
stupid.
I wasn't, I
wasn't mean or antagonistic, but I definitely viewed it from a condescending, I
wasn't like Billy Hargrove, mean about it. He was also racist on that show too.
A little bit. I love that it wasn't.
They just touched on it.
They didn't. They didn't have the cartoonish like Bill Burr always has a bit of the cartoon racism. It was like, get out of the pool, it's so overt and nuts. They didn't do that, but definitely you understood the contempt that he had on his face when Lucas would come through.
Yeah, we're going to get into a few spoilers here. This is just kind of talking about Stranger Things kind of in its entirety. We're not going to rehash seasons here. We're definitely going to talk about season 5. Talk about, the pros and or the good things and then some of the flaws in season 5. And then just kind of gush on Stranger Things as a whole. Because it definitely made an impact. I kind of getting into the pros, I thought the plot was inventive, and I like that nice blend of horror, sci-fi, paying homage to those film directors, and then a time period, and it definitely spoke to our generation, like Gen X. It definitely spoke to our generation because it's like we were those kids,
right? Yeah.
So I think over time, I know I had an emotional attachment to it because of those things.
Yes.
And then you actually watch these kids grow up. Now, part of the joke is there because of production schedules and all those things. the kids grew up really fast, and it's like, well, if we don't put this fifth season out,
right,
these kids are going to be like aged out of their characters.
Yes.
I think we were talking offline, and you mentioned something about
gosh.
COVID, right? Like, did COVID jack up the production schedule like they were planning to do 5?
1-2 punch of COVID, and then that
writer's strike.
It was a writer's strike.
It was a writer's strike. Yep.
That really kind of screwed things up quite a bit. So we essentially ended up with a 4-year gap, which is nuts. Like, someone pointed out that The Bear debuted and had delivered 3 seasons in the gap between season 4 and 5 of Stranger Things. If that gives you any perspective.
That is crazy. Yeah.
So nuts. But I mean, talking about the positives, I think it looks like $1 million, this show. I mean,
oh gosh,
the production value has gone way up.
Right.
And there was stuff that, like, I didn't even realize. Like, Vecna looks really cool, but he's totally redesigned from the prior season. If you look at side-by-side pictures, it was a dude in a
like suit. A rubbery suit. Yeah.
Whereas now, like, you're seeing, like,
entrails
inside of him, and he's
things
like
are moving
impossibly small, and like his ribs, his waist is like tiny, and all.
Which it should be, because technology has, like, we're living in that age where technology has definitely caught up. Where, like, if you don't do that,
it's almost like
you can't come out with a rubber suit on season 5.
No.
Like, especially if you had 4 years. Like, I appreciate that. So I recognize that.
The Demogorgons have never looked better.
Gosh.
It was a lot of that stuff was.
And even back then, they were terrifying. I was like,
they
what is?
cool.
And the design was original too. Like a flower head, but it's like just full of teeth instead of really cool. Pollen heads. It's like, man, okay, where is that coming from?
Love that.
Yeah.
I also really appreciate and enjoy how much they've tied everything together. I don't know, because I don't remember 10 years ago, so I don't know how well everything fits together, but it seems like it does.
Let me give you an example.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be jumping around a bit. When Dustin does the whole, I would assume it would be the, what was that guy's name? Eddie Munson.
Yeah.
Like the Hellfire Club. Yeah. He's Eddie. Joseph Quinn played Eddie Munson in what season was that? That was 4.
That was 4.
Right. He became a Human Torch in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So when Dustin, he was doing a tribute to him, with his valedictorian speech. Well, anyway, I guess he wooed the ladies.
Yeah.
And this one girl came up and said, "Hey, having a party at my house. Do you want to come?"
Yeah.
And, the guys were like, "Oh."
Right.
So I didn't think anything of it, but back in when they had the prom.
From the dance. Is that the same girl?
That's the same girl.
Be kidding me.
That's the
amazing.
same girl.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That's great. Like it's little stuff like that
great.
That is like,
that's great.
Just nice. Like they
really well
cared.
Done. Yeah.
And that goes a long way with me when it's not throwaway.
Right.
Like they really pay attention to that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah. So that was just a small example. And of course, there's a bunch of theories out there, like with something that has, this massive cult following. There's all these people coming up with theories and Easter eggs. And there's several videos on YouTube. You can't even count them, but like something happens in 5 and it's like they'll connect it back to 1 or 2, or like even down to like the clock that Vecna uses and things like that. Yeah. Some of them are you're reaching, but some of them are like the fact that they just left that in there is just
Well, it's definitely
universe building. It's the tissue that we talk about.
They went a long way to try to tie things together, and with the Mind Flayer and Vecna, and it was all it was pretty cool. Definitely, like I appreciated that. Again, I don't remember all of the ins and outs. So I don't know how well it actually fits together, but it seems like it. First blush seems like it really does. So
right,
kudos to them on that.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, like, if I can say, so apparently there was a play.
Yes. So the play was called the first. I think it was called. Hold on. I want to get this right, so I'm looking it up real fast. I think it's called The First Shadow or something like that.
And so it totally lays out Vecna's backstory and his origins, all that with the flashbacks, and it's spoilers for anybody listening. I think Rowls said that already, but so all the stuff with Henry in the cave and all that, like it covers all of that kind of stuff in greater detail, as well as the time. So like, they all went to school together. So
so
he went to school with Hopper, and they were all like, that's kind of nuts,
right? So so basically, what I found, Stranger Things: First Shadow is a hit prequel stage play running on Broadway and in London's West End, and it reveals the origin story of Vecna in 1959 Hawkins. And it features versions of Joyce, Hopper, and Bob. The father.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, no. Bob. I thought Bob was the one that, Samwise Gamgee that got chewed up.
That's right. That might be Bob.
Yeah. I thought that was Bob.
No. Wait.
But I could be getting that wrong. I don't know. No. Too many names to remember.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll find that out in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll come back to that. But yeah. And it connects the series and explores how Powers and Upside Down first emerged. So
you get the origin of the so I hear that it's called Dimension X, which is the real thing. Because what they reveal to us is what the Upside Down is,
right?
Which is fascinating to me, that the Upside Down isn't like this mirror universe of Hawkins.
In between.
It's a bridge, to the actual other dimension, planet, whatever it is, which is, I guess it's referred to as Dimension X in the play or whatever, from the little videos and whatnot.
So Dimension X is that like desert world where the Mind Flayer lives and all that stuff.
Right. That's where all these things actually come from.
Right. And there's a lot of unknowns because they want to keep doing more properties, right? Because in the series, they did touch on part of his origin story in the memory where he, the guy is holding on to this stone in the suitcase, and the guy shoots him in the hand, and then he beats him, and then and I was like, like
that thing. I don't know. Was that the exotic matter? Was it something brought back from?
That I don't know.
Yeah, like
I
feel
think
like
the red, that red stuff, which I love and I'll say from an artistic perspective.
Yes,
I love the color red that they used in Stranger Things throughout the series because it had this ominous. It just stood out against all the like dark colors that they used and however they treated the show in editing. It was just amazing. Like whatever color processing they did to the footage of Stranger Things was just excellent. But yeah, that red, I feel like it came from that source, and I think either we'll get an explanation of where that comes from. It seems like this outer space kind of thing, which is interesting. And I have a lot of questions because, like, when they did that pullback reveal of the Upside Down, and they were like, it's actually a portal, and there's literally this hard matter that's keeping everything together. And if you break that, you're just floating off into like deep space or something like that. And I was like, what? Like, no, like infinity, like just some weird. I was like, oh man, like when
it's just the representation of a wormhole. Like it's just literally it's a wormhole from that connects.
Right. Now the stone had a swirl in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like that's how the Mind Flayer got connected,
because it did say "find me" when Henry touched it and it got into his hand.
Because my thing is, how did the bridge get created in the first place? Like, why is our Earth connected to Dimension X?
And I think that was what's his name's doing, Papa, the scientist. I forget.
Right.
I think that was his doing.
Martin Brenner, Dr. Martin Brenner.
And he did that via the exotic matter is what created. This is stuff they tell you. I don't know how much additional information you get from that play or whatever, but because it's canon and it goes into some of the detail. But so I don't know how much more you get from that. But you know,
and,
it all.
Yeah, and touching on Bob. Pause. Bob. Bob is Gamgee, like Sean Astin. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess he had the hots for Joyce back then. It didn't happen, and then when he got to season 2,
when he had his chance. Yeah, before he got chewed up.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
nice.
I can't remember when that happened, and that's the sad thing about like some of these shows, like, and we touched on it in our Pluribus podcast. Kind of did a derail there, but we were talking about how the production schedules of these shows make you wait, and
ridiculous.
It's like it's so much time that you start forgetting plot points of the show. And Stranger Things like fell into that category.
Definitely.
I mean, that 4-year hiatus. Like I forgot all about Bob. You know,
right? Yeah. It's just a suit. I think that goes all the way back to 2. I think.
Yeah.
But it's just a super.
And that was tragic too, man. Like like Joyce just went through it, man.
Yeah, it was a bad deal.
Yeah. But not to spend a lot of time on this, but let's just what's your feeling about season 5? Do you feel like it did a good job wrapping everything up? Like, what's your take on it? I mean, there's so many different ways we can take that, but let's talk about the good things and the bad things about 5.
Yeah, short answer as a whole is I enjoyed it. I appreciated the emotional payoff. It's a big swing. Fortunately, I got a heads up from our homie, the chicken aficionado.
Oh boy,
enigmatic, gave me a heads up that nothing, well, quote unquote, nothing happens the last hour.
Well.
So I was prepped for that, which I appreciated because then it let me just settle down and watch it. So I really appreciated the emotional payoff. That the series delivered.
I did too.
So I really liked that. I liked, as I previously mentioned, how they tied things together across all the different seasons. I loved the production value of everything. I liked the action and just the cool stuff that was happening throughout. So I just enjoyed a lot of different character moments and things that were going on. I really cared for. I really liked a lot of that stuff. And I think this is with me with a lot of stuff. I find myself forgiving stupidity. Like, because there's plenty of stuff, and I'll touch on it. I hate to start with the positive because then you do the negative after, and then you end on that.
Let's start with the negative, Dan. Let's go.
You hated it.
Let's go. Negative.
Okay. I mean, negative is just some of the what I call just total unforced errors that they did to themselves through not spending 5 minutes to think about what they've done,
right?
And maybe just don't do that, and introducing inconsistencies and things that don't make a lick of sense. So you present us. Okay, a thing that really derailed the whole season for me was you have this sequence where the Demogorgons just come erupting out of the earth onto this military base. And you have a shot of one Demogorgon just surrounded by 15 servicemen.
Yeah.
With, I'm assuming it being 89, they're probably M16s or something, I don't know.
Right.
And they just mag dump on that, just unload, just empty the whole thing, on this thing. And it's just sitting there doing its, it's
and they're not shooting each other.
They're not shooting each other for one. It's ridiculous, the staging of the scene. They would kill one another.
Right.
But then second of all, this thing is just tanking, just hit after hit after, like just nothing. And it's completely ineffectual. And this assault goes on for 5 minutes or whatever. And they just tear through the whole thing.
Right. I know where you're going with
One
this.
of them gets lit up with the flamethrower for, I don't know, a good 60 seconds it goes on where it's burning this thing. It even gets back up and resumes the fight once Vecna comes in and saves them all.
Right.
But, yeah, so they demonstrate to us that conventional arms, small arms fire, completely ineffective against Demogorgons.
Right.
And then episodes later, near death,
Karen Wheeler,
Mrs. Wheeler
takes a wine bottle and just.
So I don't understand how a broken wine bottle is doing damage when unlimited rounds from an automatic rifle do nothing. It doesn't make. Is it Dune where like it's the kinetic force that is, the skin is only reacts to kinetic force, but if you're slow, if it's a middle-aged woman pushing a broken wine bottle, then it will penetrate the skin. But like that's absurd. And then the oxygen tank in the dryer later again, Mrs. Wheeler.
Yes.
Oxygen tank in the dryer. One shot kills 3 of them. So it's like, how is that concussive force from that thing exploding more effective than a military flamethrower for 60 seconds or hundreds of rounds of ammunition? Oh, and at one point they have them on the mounted, 50 cal, giant machine gun Jeep. That doesn't do anything either.
Right.
And that should have just turned them into chunky salsa.
Yeah, right. So, exactly.
I just don't know why you do things like that. Like, have that happen. And then,
I have a theory.
Yeah. Love
theories. Like when they're producing shows, a lot of times they might shoot say the final battle scene. Mm-hmm. Maybe they shoot that first.
Yeah.
And then they shoot the rest of the stuff later.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you. I feel like there should have been a continuity editor or somebody there going, hey guys, like if, and especially with these shows and movies, including Marvel, where it's almost like the power sets change when it's convenient.
Right, yeah.
And 100%. The plot armor, I guess the plot armor
is a big problem.
Applied or taken away. And then even like with the Demogorgons, like, okay, well, it's been about the Demogorgons. They are the guard for Vecna, right?
Yeah.
And when we get to the final battle scene, it's like none of them are there. It's like, what is happening?
Zero.
Like where?
I expected
Hordes.
This Dimension X to be crawling with them. Like,
right. Yeah.
That was bizarre.
And then there were times in the upside, and then, and getting into some of my negatives, there were, and again, I try to be forgiving with things, but sometimes it's tough because it's like, well, don't write it in there. Like, for example, they were like, if you keep breathing this stuff in from the upside down, it's not good for you, you know? But these kids were just running around there like spores everywhere. And they even made a little call out to it when they were driving back, and he was like,
breathe.
She was like, well, you stink, because he had and he's like, you shouldn't be breathing that stuff. It's like, well, y'all been in there for a long time, you in melting houses, and it's like, it's and then there's
Hollywood
no Demogorgons there. It's like, it seemed like the Upside Down would be crawling with that stuff too. It was tough because it was like, in the earlier seasons, the Upside Down, it was bad. Like, if you go there, it's like, you're in trouble.
Right.
But when they got there, it was kind of like, you're in, because what, Billy, like, they went to the Upside Down. Billy's getting attacked by vampire bats and all kinds of weird, where's all that stuff?
So I thought, and in my mind, I was like, okay, Vecna retreated to Dimension X, because at the end of the 4, he got burned up and shot up, and he was, we thought he was dead. So I was like, okay, he recalled his hive mind. He took them all back with him, and he's licking his wounds and doing whatever his plan is, which made perfect sense as to why the Upside Down would be empty, except when we get to Dimension X, you don't see any of those things.
Because when he goes to Dimension X, he is, I guess, because he has all these kids now.
Yeah, he's operating from there. And
and it's almost like he's... And help me understand, what exactly is he trying to do? Like, is he trying to bring the Mind Flayer to life in like a physical manifestation by putting these kids in this environment and sucking their imaginations to make this thing his heartbeat or whatever? Because he was connected to it, and I can understand that logic that he's stealing these kids and putting them in there.
Yeah, it was my understanding he was trying to amplify his powers.
I see.
Through them, and then bring Dimension X to Earth. Like,
so him and the Mind Flayer are one, which I thought was I thought that was
right.
inventive.
Yeah, they're like a symbiotic kind of. They kind of hook up.
Right.
And so I thought he was kind of using. He couldn't do it on his own, but when he had all of them, suddenly he could bring
Yes.
Dimension X through the wormhole to Earth, and he was gonna like,
just take it over. Yeah. So okay. I think the other thing I was struggling with was Will's purpose power set kind of thing, and I'll touch on a couple of touch points. The one point I was like, okay, and maybe I need some clarity on it. So because Will was the first kid that he tapped, it seemed like Will had more powers than the other kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he seemed to have this really strong connection to Vecna, where to the point where it's like, if I really use my powers, I am Vecna.
Yeah. You know, he 100% had Vecna's powers.
Like he was like they said, a radio transmitter. Like they tried to use that. I thought that was inventive.
Yeah, it was
least.
cool. Why it happened, I have no idea. You know, like, who knows?
Because he was the focus in the first, like, what, 2-3 seasons?
Right.
Well, most of the series, like he was a focus.
Definitely falls into my positive category that they finally gave Will something to do, besides be a victim or this mopey, miserable thing. He actually gets to do stuff. So I really liked that. I liked that they gave him powers. I liked that we got to see.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah.
You know, kind of a even dark. You know, even though L was snapping necks and all kind of stuff. His power just seems darker to me, you know, with the
because he got it straight from Vecna.
Yeah. So it's like it was cool. I really appreciated that.
Versus 11, where she got her powers through Henry Heels.
I forget Henry's last name. But
Henry's blood. They basically he was the first.
Yeah.
They realized, okay, he stole this case. And again, I haven't watched haven't seen First Shadow.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's like this blurry. I don't know if they're going to do it like a complete kind of series where they like insert that in, because I do feel like the audience was cheated out of that, because it's like, well,
lots of happening off screen.
Yeah, I'm scratching my head like, it's like, okay, well, because he was like the first, and they start doing experiments on him. They're like, oh, you experiment, like you got contact with this talisman or whatever. Yeah. And we're going to do experiments on you. And we realize that there's immense power here. That'll get into some of my negatives too. But anyway, staying on Will, I agree with you. I think that was cool. I was struggling because it was like, okay, well, now there's all these other kids in the mix. And like, okay, well, what made Will special versus like, because I think if he had his way, and maybe I'm missing something or I'm forgetting something, but if Vecna had his way, he would just have Will in there with the rest of the kids. Or maybe because he tried to do that with Will and said, oh, I can't do this with one kid. I need, 12 kids or whatever.
I think he said, I think Will said something to that effect, that he discovered what he was able to do with just one.
He just multiplied that. Okay, so that makes sense. So whatever remnants of
because he had Will spying and building tunnels and all kind of stuff. So
so he's like, okay, if I can do this, I could move this dimension. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's funny with this play and this material outside of this. I guess this is what it's like for the filthy casuals that come to like Marvel movies and stuff that refuse to look anything up or read comics or follow all the stuff. It's like
because who would go to the play?
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Nobody. I mean, it was like in the UK for a while, and then and like a very limited release here or something. Yeah, who could, nobody got time for that. Like, put it on Netflix or something if you want us to watch it.
But, I mean, the Stranger Thing stands would be there for sure.
Sure.
So...
That's a limited, compared to the viewing audience. That's
correct.
Again, that's basically the equivalent of comic readers to moviegoers, for... comic book properties, like we represent a fraction of the viewing audience.
Right. Now, how do I approach this? Okay, so Will, you probably know where I'm going to go with this.
Yeah.
So, okay, so throughout the series, we see that Will has feelings for Mike that are deeper than just being a friend that plays D&D.
Right.
Like, as he's growing up, he's starting to have, I think, romantic feelings with Mike. Totally fine.
He likes
no
D&D and he likes D.
Oh man, I gotta get you on that one, man.
This is culturally inappropriate.
But oh jeez. You're really disarming what I'm trying to say
I'm
here,
so
man.
sorry. No. It was a wonderful scene, by the way. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, but
Poorly timed, but wonderful scene. But go ahead.
Right. So I think I struggle with that a little bit. Like, you have these clowns out here that talk about, well, yeah, don't make my comic book stuff, too woke. Like
drink bleach.
Right.
Each and every one of you that have that opinion.
Right.
Swish it around, gargle.
Exactly. Yeah. Reflect on what you just said. Like, yeah, you're way behind. And it's going to come off as like I'm saying that I did feel like it felt forced and maybe I missed something.
Yeah.
But in order for me to really use my powers, I need to come out to you guys. And I was like, I don't know.
Sure.
Like he could have done this without coming. He could have just, I think I would have preferred maybe more of like maybe more of a private conversation with Mike.
He did
but
have
it just seemed like
strangers
this,
in there too, right? Like
yeah, it was
he
just
had,
kind of
8. I forget what her name is, but
yeah. She was like, I don't know you.
Who are you? Who are you? You're nothing to me. Why am I listening to this?
Right.
Yes, I understand. And then what's her name's girlfriend? Was she in there too? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, everybody was there.
It was nuts. But
the whole cast was there, and I get, like, I understand.
Sure,
I understand what they were trying to do there,
Right.
but to me, it felt very forced and unnecessary.
It was. I don't know if writerly is a word or the right word, but yes, you could feel the writing and that.
Like we gotta wedge this in here somehow,
yeah.
and I guess tie that bow,
Right.
Because we've shown that progression, and the only way we can do that is just.
No, I liked a very well acted scene for sure. Will, I don't know the guy's real name.
Yeah.
Noah, maybe.
Noah Snap.
There we go. Great performance.
Yeah.
Well done and all that.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
Good actor,
Again,
man.
maybe if I could have gone with a few less examples of all the ways that we're the same, like that felt like he said like 35 different things that we all like. Maybe let's go with 10 or 15.
Right.
But I liked it again. It seemed a little forced because I guess the conceit was what they could be out in the middle of the battlefield and then Vecna somehow drops this and I don't know, disrupts his concentrate. I don't know that like he just in order to be able to go into this battle of Vecna, he needed to have no secrets or nothing that could be used against him psychically or whatever during this. So sure, okay,
and
that's
I
fine.
understood the fear part of it, but it was almost like, well, he was using fear to control Will. I got that, but it was almost like, well,
so he had to get that fear out of the way, get it done, but so that they could.
I still am scared of this one thing that I'm scared to tell you about.
Yes. Yeah.
I can see that, I guess.
Yeah.
But it just felt it when watching this, it was just like, well, and again, that's not taken away from the emotional part of it. Like that's a tough thing to do.
Yes.
Like I definitely would empathize with anybody that feels like they need to do that, like get that off their chest.
Yeah. Oh no, it sucks. And gosh, in '89 too.
Oh
forget
gosh,
about it. Forget about it. In Indiana, forget about it. They're already anachronistic enough with it. No, I'm not gonna say that. I didn't live there. I don't know, but Hawkins seems mighty progressive as far as this race relations and things go in '89 in Indiana. I don't know. So
well, they had to Netflixify it, so it covers all the audiences.
Yeah, because some of that was Anyway,
I mean, I
can only imagine.
And speaking of that, like, and no, it sounds like we're jumping around, but like, I appreciate Lucas's presence with the crew.
Yeah,
and it felt organic. It didn't feel like, well, we got to wedge a black
token
guy in here,
right.
He was that dude, in the D&D crew, and it was just he was one of our friends, like the core friends, and I loved that, and I loved his interactions with his sister. There's these jokes running around like, no way would his family allow him to be doing all this.
That's
like,
funny, yeah.
you just be gone.
Their parents are absent, completely absent. They all need to child
They were at the
protective
graduation.
services.
I was like, where were y'all?
No, definitely CPS needs to be called on each and every one of their parents.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we covered the negatives pretty much. Was there any negatives with 11? Was there any negatives with that?
No. I was pretty. I personally was good with 11. I guess one other negative is just, again, it's a kind of power scaling issue or whatever. Is we've seen how impenetrable and impervious to damage the Demogorgons are, and then you've got this city block sized mind flayer spider. Nancy's hitting it with the shotgun and a single M16, and the thing is recoiling and screaming and hard. I'm like, what?
Right.
Really? Like, why?
Right.
And they're poking it with sticks. I don't know. That was
I mean, I could kind of buy it because inside of it,
was Vecna was doing her thing.
Yeah, and 11 was weakening Vecna, and he's trying to control both at the same time, which shows how dope he is, by the way. Yeah, he's fighting her off physically,
and then
but there's a bigger thing, So I was just upset that, all the Demogorgons weren't like, hey, what are y'all doing?
Where's your horde of Demogorgons? Yeah.
But I think, unfortunately, if they were,
what would
they catch-22? It's like they're done.
They're done.
They're done. So they had to and we talk about this. Yeah, we talk about this in the on several podcasts where it's like when you start doing like comic IP and fantasy, you scale up or scale down the OP
as needed.
As needed, and that's what, like, if they were facing a bunch of Demogorgons, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
they're outgunned. So. But it was tough. It's like just have them fight somewhere else then, or like, Now,
I will say what I enjoyed about the fight is it played out. I don't, I'm not as familiar with D&D. I'm sure it played out like a D&D, campaign battle, but definitely, from playing, RPGs and video games. I mean, it was a boss fight.
That's a good point.
Where you pick away at the weak points on it. You know what I mean? Like where they were hitting it, all those would be yellow. Or orange in a game, that would light up, when you hit them, like when they were stabbing it under the belly on the soft,
and there was like sacks,
eggs. The sacks, they were,
it was like there was going to be some more like
the
of
face,
that stuff.
the mouth, with the gunshots, and I think they were going to maybe like the legs or the head or something with the fire, like it was, they were just hitting all the.
In that context, it makes it more enjoyable, I
love that actually.
Yeah, so
absurd as it was, I enjoyed that.
Right. Positives for me. I have gotten sappy in my old age.
Mm-hmm. Same.
There were parts where I was like, I'm going to legit cry here, man.
Yeah. And I was feeling the emotional stuff.
Yeah, I was like, they really hit that because I grew up with these kids. Yep. And then I think there's an ounce of, like, I relate to the kids because, not that I play D&D, but I've kind of gone on that journey where I have held on to those things in my childhood that have brought me joy, like to this day.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing a geek culture podcast, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
But there are talismans or these items that, like, I am currently letting go of, and that hit me in this, where they were like, this is our last D&D campaign as friends.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we bonded over this. This makes us friends, but we got to grow up. We can't do this all the time.
Right.
And they put it away, and I loved it. I was fighting it, man. Like,
no.
I was like, man, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do this. And it was just like, I got the one, Denzel Washington tear in glory, where I was like, oh man, like they got me.
Yeah.
But
100% loved it.
Yeah. And then the music with,
oh man.
So
when they hit with
there was
Prince.
part of me, So when he kicked off the Prince, and they were playing When Doves Cry, I was like, I need a battle scene here. I've been wanting to see like and I've been trying to, I need to do this, but I would love to have like some kind of like martial arts movie where they're playing When Doves Cry and people are just getting worked over. I don't know why I have that in my head.
Interesting. That's an interesting amalgamation.
Yeah, because I wanted to do like I think before I wanted to do a demo reel of all the dope action movies, and When Doves Cry is in my head. So when they played it, I was like, yes, you know, and it felt good. That song is just an awesome song.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then when it got to the emotional beat with Mike and 11, and they play Purple Rain, and then they flash back and they are like baby face and it's like, I love you. And I was beautiful. Like, oh man, like don't do this to me again, you know? Yep. And then she's standing there and I'm just like,
no, I loved it.
And you know, it's not going to end well because she pushes them away. And I was just like, and then you hear those guys, the Duffer Brothers are amazing when it comes to like character development. Like, they're in that, you know how like we talk about like Zack Snyder, like if he just was the action director,
right? And let somebody else do everything else, it'd be great, be the best thing ever.
These guys really know how to develop characters. I mean, they're up there with and it's fun. There's this phenomenon going on in geek culture where it's the brother teams. Like it was the Wachowskis and then the Russo brothers and then the Duffer brothers.
You're right,
and they have just that that pairing seems to bring out the biggest moments in geek culture. I find that interesting.
That is interesting.
It's like a weird phenomenon. It's like they weren't brothers, but everything.
Those two. Yeah, they're a duo.
Yeah, the duo seemed to like this. You know, as we were growing up, it was always one person, like James Cameron, Spielberg. But like, it seems like this age has been this like writing director group. Yeah, and that seems to like make it more. The collaboration really works for me. Yeah. So anyway, gushing about that because I think the Duffer Brothers really hit the nail on the head. And the whole point of this is like, it's about the friendships that these folks have. Hopper was great. Yep. Joyce as a mom was great. I maybe one negative is I think they tried to put Karen Wheeler in there to try to. It felt a little forced, and it was like I think that's where the mistake happened. Yeah, because she was doing stuff with the Demogorgons.
Let's have her do this
by herself. Thing. Where a military couldn't do it. It's like that was they messed up there because but I think they were trying to. Because Holly was taken, they were trying to emphasize that emotional beat. Yeah. Like this is a mom scorn, like not like to death. Like
it's the old urban legend of the, mom lifting a car off of the kid or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that adrenaline going. Like she just like she leveled up. Yeah. Her kid was in danger, and so she she did what she had.
But totally love the I like the synergy of music and film and TV. Yeah. I'll just keep it here. Guardians of the Galaxy did it well, but I know what you're about to say about James Gunn. But James Gunn really did.
It did do it. It did do a great job.
But I know in
his subsequent choices, recent choices. I'm not super wild about the music he goes with, but hey, definitely like
punk's not your thing,
and that whatever that weird Eastern European ska or whatever that he's playing on the Creature Commandos was the worst music I've ever heard in a property. But whatever.
But like the Kate Bush song, like I didn't hear I never heard of Kate Bush. I've heard of Kate Bush.
No, what you mean.
The only Kate Bush song I knew was This Woman's Work. But Maxwell sang it. And that was my only entryway into Kate Bush. But when they played that song that Max favorite song, like
great moment with that, and I'm derailing.
No, you're good.
the killer robot. Dang it.
Murderbot?
No, what's her name? It's
Ex Machina?
two of them. I love them. Oh, why am I blanking on that? Okay, never mind.
Is
Whatever.
it
Anyway,
another show?
it's a movie. They're movies.
a movie.
Two
Okay.
of them. The second one they did a T2 and she was good.
Oh,
How am I forgetting the name of this movie? It's so ridiculous. Megan.
Yeah.
She sings that song.
Oh,
It was
she does?
a long way to
Okay.
go for
Okay.
that. Sorry. And a
I haven't watched
particularly,
Megan.
particularly hilarious scene. She breaks out.
With the Kate Bush?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The woman's work, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Are those worth watching? Not to
I
derail.
love them.
Okay.
I love both of them. Unrated versions of each on Peacock is the way to go because
Okay.
it's got the blood. Because, PG-13 horror is this like abomination that's been unleashed upon the earth.
Right.
And
Because there's an audience for it. And
and
kids
it's
are watching like
it's
Five Nights
ridiculous.
at Freddy's
You
now.
have these,
and,
you have these kills where, throats get slashed and somebody like gasps and grabs their neck, but like nothing happens. And
Right.
I don't want that. Don't nobody, I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like that.
Like that.
So, anyway.
Yeah.
I like them.
Yeah.
Derail. That's what
yeah.
you get, folks, when I come into the studio. Constant derails. I apologize.
No, you're good. But yeah, man, I know I've been gushing about the the character development. I think they really did a good job with all of these characters. From 11 to Mike to Will. I think Lucas and Max, like you got to see more of Lucas's character with his romance with Max.
Through Max, yeah.
Through Max.
He did kind of take a back and he took a backseat to Max, which is kind of, that's
Right.
not great, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved to see more with him,
Mm-hmm.
but maybe we'll get him as Miles Morales. That's what I've been putting out in the universe. I think it'd
So
it'd be cool. you know?
Rowls shared some of my man's Instagram reels where it looks like
he's
what's the
training for
actor's
something.
name? Yeah, he's doing a lot of
Doing flips,
parkour and leaping around and flipping. Yeah, so
Right.
definitely. I would not be mad at that.
Yeah, it's probably not Blade though, because no, I'm joking. They can't get Blade right, huh?
Not unless you get your AARP card, you can't play Blade because
Right.
boy.
Yeah, like so overall, even though the finale maybe had its flaws, like how did you feel about the series as a whole?
It ended on a positive note for me because I really did connect with the characters, and they invested literally 55 minutes into like giving you satisfying emotional conclusions for everyone.
Yeah.
And really like you said, those moments where they would be speaking and then they would just flash up 3 or 4 images from seasons
happened?
past. And you're just like, I remember, man. All that stuff got me.
Yeah,
So,
it got me too. I didn't
good
think
job.
it would.
Kudos to them. Yeah,
I didn't think it would, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh
yeah.
man, they
So
got
kudos to them.
Yeah. And I forgot about some of that stuff, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But when they flashed it back, I was like, oh, yeah, they did. Yeah, that did happen,
And so, I'm the kind of person definitely where I will take something like this with all of the flaws and plot holes and stupid things like Demogorgons having completely inconsistent power or whatever over a regular TV show where people are just like talking and
I see.
doing whatever. Like,
Yeah,
I'm always gonna watch shows like this, and I'll always be more forgiving of like, because if those plot holes give me cool stuff like 11 and the Upside Down and Demogorgons, then if that's the cost of business or whatever, then it is what it is.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm always a fan of like shows that are inventive.
Yeah,
It doesn't. There are shows that are derivative, but when you take a thing and then make it's almost like hip hop. It's like taking a sample from this and that. That's why I like hip hop, because they're taking a sample from like a jazz record or just they might take a sample from a ska record and then it's the dopest hip hop. Yeah, like Kendrick is he's pulling like German
and Meet the Frownies. That song, I know, like Kendrick's a great example.
Right.
There's that band or song. I don't know if it's a band or the song, but it's Meet the Frownies.
Right.
And this lady's singing like a pirate. And he took that into and yeah, it made it the dopest sample of all time. You have to look it up.
I gotta look that up.
The song or anything,
Hold on,
but
I gotta look it up
it's
now.
amazing. And it's just like, that's a skill set, and the Duffer Brothers definitely employed that skill set with this series, in my opinion, as far as the nostalgia and the references to so many different things in the show. So
The Recipe.
that's the one.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar's
so that was
Recipe.
Actually, yeah. So was that
was
that
first,
Dre? Maybe I don't know.
That was Dre.
Yeah, it was Dre.
Yeah,
that did that.
Dr. Dre took that sample and
Okay.
yeah. But
Amazing
no, Kendrick,
sample,
Kendrick like listens to those albums and it's like
Yeah.
you're not listening to like hip hop. You're listening to like
Yeah.
the point I'm trying to make is that I love how they make this like stew of different references, cultural references, and it always turns out well because it captures a swath of the audience because no matter if you're white, black, old, young or old, you're getting touched by something like, and music is one of those bridges that, no pun intended, that works for it. Yeah, I loved it. Like you said, I'm giving them a pass because they, got hit with COVID and the writer's strike. But I also feel like they did a good job taking these kids that are older and they aged them up. Like they did a time jump enough where it was like, okay, it's relatable. And that's you got one shot. Right. Like Dr. Strange said, you got one shot and they did it.
Yeah.
Was it perfect? No. But I really do think that they ended it well. I would love to see some of the spinoffs. Like they're doing an animated joint.
Yeah, so
I forgot the name of it. It's like something 88 or something like that or something like it.
And it's like in between. It's a story that happened in between.
Or something
season
like that.
2 and 3 or something like that.
And I love all of that, man. And if it's just thoughtful, like don't do a spinoff if it's just like watered down. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah. But like if it continues the story, man, I'm here for it.
Same.
And to you D&D fans, like I apologize, y'all.
Oh
like,
yeah. My kids are
quietly,
all about it.
I quietly judged y'all back in the day, and now I like watching Stranger Things. I understand now, and I think they did a good job of relaying that. Like, hey, this is even down to like the end of like it could be referenced that Mike made a Stranger Things game.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
Yeah.
When they showed the cover and it was like, this is the whole point of this. Like, is it imagination or not? And it's like, we took you on a ride and here it is, So, man, I well done. Well done. I mean, it had its flaws, but well done. Hit the music. You can find us on oldguardpodcast.com. We're on all the platforms. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. It's great to be here.
Yeah. We hopefully come back for some more, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime.
Yeah. Well, Guardians out there, I appreciate y'all. Peace.